So we are back with more of our beginner's guide to Cities of Tomorrow, the expansion pack for SimCity. We have completed the 3 episodes in which we took our beginner's guide to the standard base game, and we have taken that city and we have introduced future concepts, and we have converted this city. At the end of the 3rd episode, I said I'm more than happy to come back and to cover some things, and I've gotten a couple of questions and comments, and it has given me the opportunity to realize there were a couple of things that I want to address just to give you advance notice of some things. So that's what I want to do. We want to work on sky bridges for the mega towers. We want to talk about the ground scrubber as well as another source of electricity. But let's come over to the academy. The first thing that I want to bring to your attention, as you'll see, I have done a lot of research. There are just a handful of research projects left. We have fully upgraded the academy. So we've got all 3 extensions on and the annexes. So there's an annex there, an annex there, and an annex right next to it. The first thing that I want to bring to your attention is through editing and through the process of bringing these episodes, the time in between edits or in between episodes to do the research, I just want to make sure that you understand, give you the advance notice that even with a fully staffed academy, and as a refresher, the academy will hire all 3 wealth levels, but the high wealth is, as you can see, the largest portion of job slots, and that is how you get the research done as fast as possible. Even still, even with a fully maxed out high wealth research population, these research projects, these upgrades are considerably long. So I just really wanted to point that out, that it takes a lot of time in order to go through the research. So one of the things that has been researched is the wave power plant. So now it is not a source of a great amount of electricity like the fusion power plant, but it is a nice gameplay object that you can place. Of course, it has to get a control net signal. While we're waiting for the control net signal, let's connect the road. And once again, takes a couple of pulses. There. Excellent. It is a nice looking object. You can add on more wave generators. But like I said, keep in mind, It does not generate a lot of power. You would have to put down many, many, many generators. But if you are doing a relatively small, modest future city, it's a great option. I have removed several levels in order to add skybridge levels to the mega towers. Sky bridges, just like other future technologies, require control net. So when you first put down the sky bridge levels, they're going to look for a signal. So we've already acquired the signal. But let's go ahead and connect our mega towers. It's simple when you know how to do it, but I can understand it can be a little bit complicated until you realize how to do it. So within your Mega Tower tab, you've got your Skybridge. Once you click on Skybridge, you will see around the Skybridge stations, you will see green circles. Those are letting you know those are places where you can start connecting sky bridges in order to connect them to the mega tower that's close to it. So it's not even giving me the option of connecting anything on this side of that mega tower, and it's not giving us the opportunity to connect on this side of the elite mega towers. So it kind of holds your hand and tells you where you can make your connection. If there were more mega towers, say there was one here, then it would give you some options of connecting on this side. So if we want to make a connection, you can click on here and you'll see that it turns blue, and then the connection that you can make there turns green and it spins. And then it turns blue, and then you click. So we'll do that again. So we only have the two, but let's pretend that there are multiple. So if I want to connect this to this, I just hover, it turns blue, then I click, and then the connection that I can make over here is green and it spins. I hover, it turns blue, and the bridge shows up, and then I just click. And now we've got mega towers that are connected via the sky bridge. The second thing that I want to bring to your attention is let's talk about trash with Cities of Tomorrow. As you can see, my garbage dump since the last episode has expanded greatly. There's one thing to understand. When you are doing drones, you will find that drones do not last forever. Drones have a lifespan, and when they stop working, they become trash. So, what happens is, in addition to the normal trash of your city, you're now having to deal with the trash of your drones. And I have had several gameplay episodes where I've got two garbage dumps set up, maxed out with incinerators. A couple of things to keep in mind, a couple of approaches. The one thing that you can do, and we are researching the garbage atomizer. The garbage atomizer is good. However, it is not so much more efficient than the normal incinerators. So it's not going to be the complete answer. If you run out of space, just know that you do have the option of getting rid of your garbage dumps. And as you can see, we're already almost half full. It warns you, if you get rid of your garbage dumps, it will dump that garbage into the ground. So now, on one hand, yes, we are resetting. It's kind of a cheat in a way. So we just reset. So as you can see, it's empty. It's not going to stay empty forever. But what we did was we solved one problem and we created another problem. So we have significant ground pollution that is as bad as the ground pollution of our industrial area. So when you're getting into cities of tomorrow and you're doing drones, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and do research into the ground scrubber. The ground scrubber takes ground pollution and converts it into air pollution. So let's place one there. Let's place one here. And let's place one here. May need to place. Let's go ahead and place one here just for the experiment and just for demonstration purposes. The ground scrubbers, of course, have to get control net signals. So let's speed up a bit because it takes several pulses. There. Excellent. So we now have 4 ground scrubbers that are going to start extracting the ground pollution, and then we'll convert it into air pollution, and it will be carried by the wind out of the city. So this is one thing to keep in mind, one strategy. So as you're getting into cities of tomorrow, if you're going to be getting into drones, just know you're going to need to dispose of the drones, the discarded drones, and it's going to tax your garbage system greatly. So this is one approach to that, and we will check back in. It's going to take a while, but we'll check back in to see how our underground, how our ground pollution is looking. And this is something that you don't just have to do here. Wherever you have ground pollution, so we can place those all around here if we wanted. And there was a puff of pollution. So it has converted some ground pollution into air pollution, and there is a puff, and it will continue to do that. So we have 4 of them set. So we'll give it a couple of cycles, and then we will check the ground pollution levels. So it is the following morning. So we've got our original 4 ground scrubbers. I've gone ahead and placed a couple of more ground scrubbers a little further into the industrial area. But if you remember, this entire garbage area was polluted from a ground pollution standpoint, and now it has receded dramatically. So this is our dump, and underneath the dump, the ground is clean, and it's even retreated back a bit. So wherever we have placed ground scrubbers, now these were placed a little bit later than the ones at the garbage, but as you can see, it does not take long for them to become effective, and you can kind of keep your ground pollution contained within an industrial area. And if you're strategic about it, You could place them within in between buildings for even greater effect. But this is a great way of coming up with a plan for your garbage. And if for some reason you've got this was encroaching on your water, that's another great option as well. So if we had water being pulled from right here, this ground scrubber would serve as a good barrier between the ground pollution and the water that you want to extract from the ground. And of course, you want the water to be clean. So when it comes to future and the control net, objects that are controlled by control net, you can see that our city now is heavily, heavily dependent upon control net when it comes to electrical power generation, scrubbers, Maglev, control net facilities, the academy, of course, and the sky bridges. There is one thing that I wanted to clarify. I don't think I was quite clear. I was talking about Maglev in an earlier episode, and I was talking about how you cannot build your Maglev stations on the bridge. So I didn't want you to think that you couldn't connect using a bridge. So if you wanted to, now you might have to do some experimenting. If you can get your Maglev placed on a road on either side of a bridge, you see how I've got this? Then it's what you can do is you can draw a Maglev track over a bridge, and I find you can do it if the bridge is level. So this bridge is going from one elevation down to another. That's not going to work for you. But if these two bridges were going across, say, a body of water and they were level, then yeah, you can definitely give it a try. It takes a little bit of effort, and the Maglev tracks are not always going to be um, flat. They may have dips in them, especially if they're going over water, but you can do it. It just takes a little bit of effort and experimentation. So I just wanted to clear that up. But those were the things that I wanted to cover in this follow-up video to the initial 3 videos for Cities of Tomorrow. Um, just like the last video, and as always, if you've got questions, if there's something that I need to answer, just feel free to say so in the comments. But I think that is a real good overview of Cities of Tomorrow, the expansion pack for SimCity, and how you do your research with the Academy, how you get started with some of your future technologies that are powered by ControlNet, how you get going with Mega Towers, how you work with Omega, drones, and so on and so forth. So, but once again, yeah, if you've got any questions, please say so. But until then, have fun. Enjoy the game, and we will see you next time.